Monclova Township. Monclova Township. Look what I found here. It could just be more perfect. Keener Park. This is the Wabash Cannonball in Monclova. The only reason we came here is because of the name Wabash Cannonball. And when we found out there was a Keener Park, it was a must destination. I mean, look at that over there. Keener Road. I mean, I'm home, man. All right. I know nothing more about this trail than that. Let's find out more. Let's go for a ride. What a beautiful place. This is Labor Day weekend 2023. It's a warm day. It's in the upper 80s. We spent the entire week on the road. Unfortunately, not doing a lot of riding. We rode a little bit of the Lackawanna Erie yesterday near my brother's house. But we just figured as we were finishing up our week and heading back to Pittsburgh, we had to ride somewhere we can't get to easily. On the maps, my wife found the Wabash Cannonball. That's all I needed to know was Wabash Cannonball. I was ready to ride there. She read a bunch of reviews, some of them good, some of them bad, but you know, we've been riding for all of, 0.3 miles, and so far I think it's good.
It's lovely.
It's scenic, it's paved, it's just fine and dandy. But when we found out that there was a trailhead at Keener Park, that was it, man. That was our new destination. It only took us, 5 hours to drive here. Well, yeah, but
that's all right. We're in no hurry.
I'd go the scenic route because we could have hurried up and gotten here and ridden and either gone back home or gone to a hotel room. And what would we have done? We would have gone to a hotel room.
I can think of a few things.
Okay, well, yeah. Hey, we're old folks. We're not dead.
Yep. This is beautiful, though, and it's been a perfect day. Not as hot as it was yesterday. Still pretty warm. I'm sure it's in the upper 80s right now.
Well, we spent the bulk of the day inside an air-conditioned truck.
True.
So, on very nice roads with very few jag-offs. So, all in all, it's been a good day. And I don't have to return to work until Wednesday. I'll pay for that by working on Saturday and Sunday. Unfortunately, this weekend coming up is the ALS walk, and I will not be able to attend.
But I'll be there.
It makes me sad, but at least you'll be there as the representative of the Keener clan. It's the first year that Brett won't be there, and I won't be able to attend as either, and that makes me sad. In honor of that, because they had a picnic on Labor Day, I am wearing my Brett's Brews Buddies t-shirt in honor of Brett. It's such a mean disease. And I don't know any that are kind, but it just slowly picks away every piece of you. And for a man that was as gotta be on me. Lowe's Road, yeah.
Oh, this is beautiful.
This is a beautiful trail. Now it looked like, I just checked my map before we headed out. Looks like it only goes a couple miles this way, but kind of meets up with a couple other trails, and we don't have time to do all of that. But once we get up here to where they all meet, we'll do a turnaround there and head back and go the other direction for as far as we feel like. We only put in like 11 miles yesterday, but I did not recharge the battery since then. So that's going to be 11 miles off any potential trip today.
That, and it was 96 degrees yesterday.
Oh, it wasn't bad. I mean, yes, it was 96 degrees, but we were moving. There was a nice breeze.
True.
I'm on blood thinners.
You're still cold. I'm always hot.
Well, I can't say I'm cold in this, but I'm not uncomfortable in the slightest. Monclova. I wonder if I'm even saying that right. Lots of classic cars out today. Black Road.
We might have to take a picture of that for Amanda.
Look, there's a trail that goes out.
Yeah.
See the bridge here and how the path appears to go on underneath it? That's because the coyote was here. Lots of patio homes.
Well,
Lots of keep out. Monclova is south of Toledo, Ohio. I don't know how far, but I can tell you that we went through lots and lots of cornfields to get here. Saw lots of barns.
We were on the North Fork, now we're on the South Fork.
Oh, North Fork, that's the South Fork.
No, this is the South Fork. We're just on it now. They have the North Fork, this is the South Fork.
Well, I don't know how far this goes.
I don't know, but the whole thing was 68 miles long.
Yeah, I don't think we'll be able to get to the terminus this way.
No, don't think so.
I said it was only a couple miles up to here.
Why don't we turn around at 3 miles and we'll go back the other way?
3 miles sounds like a good idea. The trail meets up here. And at North Jerome Street. No, we were on the North Fork. We remain on the North Fork.
Until we get...
And that intersection down there is the South Fork. And you can take that 2 points south.
It looks like the North Fork takes you alongside the road.
In our travels, we've noticed a lot of names repeated in different places. And in Pittsburgh, there is a tunnel called the Wabash Tunnel that was originally a train tunnel. It's now a hub lane commuter tunnel. But isn't it interesting? That was Wabash, this was Wabash. I think I need to look into the origins of the... Oh, he's waiting for us. Thank you much. I think I need to look into the origins of Wabash as connected to the trains. That's the one that I think they should turn into a bike tunnel.
Yes.
It's 2 lanes, inbound in the morning and outbound in the evening. They change directions. I think they should make it 1 lane for cars and 1 lane for bikes. And they could lead it right over to where that bridge is that they want to tear down and connect it up with that trail that runs into the West End that isn't used.
Yeah.
Not trail, but rail line.
Railway.
And that would be a nice connector to downtown Pittsburgh. Recently some kind of thing was passed by some board somewhere. You like my specifics here? I just remember reading the article, and the article was that they were going to mandate that Allegheny County does more for climate control. Allegheny County, of course, is the county where Pittsburgh is. Pittsburgh is the county seat, Allegheny County. And the problems that I see with how they pass laws, they're passing laws to make it look like they're doing something. Instead of just making it look like you're doing something, how about doing something? I have a lot of ideas for how bikes should be done in Pittsburgh. They put up bike lanes, they put up yellow signs with bicycles on them, with signs that say share the road. Well, whoopee. They have in some places made an additional, they make a parking lane with a bike lane right outside of it. Now that's better. But Pittsburgh is a difficult city to get around because it's in the mountains, man. It's rough. It's a rough commute. I commute 7 miles to work. Takes me about 40 minutes to get there. I could seriously do it faster on a bicycle if there was a safe way to go. There is no safe way for me to go without a detour that's hugely out of the way. We're talking miles out of the way. There's no safe way to do it on a bicycle. And even when you get there, there's no safe place to... I would rather pay the few extra bucks for the convenience of not worrying about my car. But it's worse with a bicycle. I mean, you come back to your car and the window's smashed, you can still drive home. You come back and your bicycle's gone, you are out of luck. I think more secure facilities to park your bike. I think safer ways to get in and out of town. That would be much better, including that trip through the Wabash Tunnel that I mentioned. And ones that don't include being on a road next to people in cars. Because come on, I've had people hit my big red pickup truck. I've had them hit me when I'm on my Harley. What do you think is going to happen when you're on a 70-pound bicycle? There's going to be nothing to protect you. This flimsy little plastic helmet doesn't help. And I have worked with plenty of patients that have gotten hurt because they got hit by a car.
That is why we like to ride the trail.
Yeah. And you know, there's that greenway path that goes parallel to Banksville Road. That would be easy, but they also talk about more electric vehicles. Well, I think that would be awesome. Again, I could get to work. I do approximately an average of, less than 15 miles per hour getting to work between red lights and traffic and tunnels. And what if, like one of those retirement communities or vacation communities or some of those other places that we've seen, what if they had a shared bicycle path, golf cart path? That'd be perfect for my use. That'd be absolutely perfect, because I could get to town with the same speed. I could maneuver just as easily. It'd be better to park, and you can put a canopy over it when it's raining and snowing, and those things. Well, an electric one would need some kind of heater, but even if it didn't have a heater, if it just had an inside compartment that you keep yourself warm, I think those would be some great solutions, rather than these mandates that you have to limit your miles in a car. I mean, it's coming. It's coming. They have Macron in France. He wants to limit how far you can travel out of Paris. You can travel like 15 miles out of Paris. Other than that, you got to start paying tolls. So it could happen. But my big thing is, rather than putting in punitive measures, put in positive measures that would make people want to do something better. I don't want to ride a bus. I hate riding public transportation, because you got to go down, stand in the cold and in the rain. Now granted, it's been a long time, and now they have all those apps that tell you when the bus is coming, but stand there and wait for the bus. And then, because the way the bus routes are politicized, there are buses that run to lesser served areas because there's a hue and cry by people who say we need that service. So even though it's not financially, economically feasible, they run a near empty full-size bus to those neighborhoods. But when you want to commute to work or to school on a public transportation bus, after you walk to the bus stop, after you stood there and waited for it to come in the rain and the searing heat and the snow, then you got to stand on a bus packed in like sardines. There has to be a better way. Has to be a better way. I haven't figured out, but there are people much smarter than me that could. What people have. Why are people like me willing to sit in a car and pay for the gasoline and the expense of a car to sit in traffic that I go an average of less than 15 miles an hour? Because I don't want to take public transportation. I dislike public transportation so much that I'm willing to do that. So why don't people who are smarter than me figure out how to do public transportation better? All right, I'm not having enough of this. Keener Road on the Wabash Cannonball Trail, North Fork. We're clear. Monclova Township, Keener Park. I'm loving it. 6 mile turnaround to the other end and back to the other fork. This is where we're parked. No RV. We've been visiting family. Bringing back prairies. Did you know when Metro Parks restores prairies, we also reduce soil erosion and runoff that would otherwise pollute our water? Less than 1% of native tallgrass prairie remains in North America. For the past 150 years, the rich topsoil of tallgrass prairies, has been planted and converted to farmland. Restored prairies are home to many species of grasses, hundreds of diverse flowers, including beneficial pollinator insects. Protecting pollinators in turn protect the variety of foods that we eat. At my daughter's graduation, the speaker talked about the insects, the need for insects, and the lack of them, and how in our yards we really should be planting native plants to help feed those insects and bring back the healthy biosphere that should be existing in this part of the world. It was an interesting talk. He himself had a like 70-acre farm that had been farmed for 100 years. And he bought it, and he didn't plant anything on it. He's just letting nature take it over. And he enjoyed showing us pictures of the biodiversity in his gigantic garden and the different bugs. I like bugs theoretically until they land on me, yes. And then all bets are off.
I love bees and what they do, so they're close to me, then I'm afraid.
Every time I got gas today, I'm out there in the blazing sun pumping gas and cleaning off the windshield, and each time there's a friggin' yellow jacket coming at me, coming around my hands. It's like, what are you doing? There's nothing here. This is glass and metal. Well, I'm meat. They like meat.
Yeah. I'm not going to have near the ride in me that I had hoped for today.
Suck it up, Buttercup. We're heading to Missouri.
We're not.
Would you believe Toledo?
Oh, this feels better.
It feels good. Hey, there's a horse trail runs next to us. This is a nice trail. It's nicely paved, it's smooth, it's well maintained. It's pretty, but it's not what I would call like scenic or dramatically scenic,
Yeah.
you know? Well, we could try the other forks someday. Or just complete what we don't finish today of this fork, because there seem to be a bunch of trails around here. So it remains a possibility, but this particular fork, unless we ride across a bridge over a waterfall with the train going through it, I think we're pretty much going to be out of luck for beautiful vistas. But it is a nice trail. It's nice to ride through the woods. What do we have here? Is this our turnaround?
Yes. Number 3.
I don't know, let's go up to the shade over here and just sit in the shade for a minute, and we'll do a turnaround. GoPro, stop recording. This is indeed our turnaround. We're clear. It's only another 38 miles to Montpelier, however you pronounce it. We don't have it in us today. Maybe another day. Nice long trail. The Wabash Cannonball. We just had to do it. The Wabash Cannonball Trail follows 2 lines of the former Wabash Railroad. The southwestern leg was built in 1855 from Fort Wayne, Indiana to Toledo, making it one of the oldest rail lines in the region. Passenger service ended in 1959, while freight service continued until 1969. The line had depots in Maumee, White House, Colton, and Liberty Center. The Norfolk and Western Railway purchased the Wabash line and consolidated with the Southern Railroad to form Norfolk Southern. The east-west line of the trail was a new railroad built around the turn of the century. Some of the towns that sprang up along the line later disappeared when the railroad ceased to be the primary means of transportation. Rail service ended on this line around 1990, less than 100 years after it was built. The Toledo Metropolitan Area Council of Governments purchased the 63-mile rail corridor in 1994. Today, these portions of the north and south legs in Lucas County are paved, while the remainder of both legs is maintained unpaved by the Northwest Ohio Rails to Trails Association. A bit of a bright light, eh? Jeez. GoPro, stop recording. Okay, so we're critiquing the trail. You like the smooth, level aspect of it. You were enjoying the bathrooms. And you were saying that it would be better.
I think it would be better ridden in the early morning or the late or the evening after the sun has gone down over the horizon. Because in the middle of the day, this is a hot trail.
A little less way hot. See, it doesn't have to have that bright light. Hi. See, it doesn't have. They don't have to have those bright lights.
No, they don't.
And my addition to that is probably in the early spring or the later fall, when you can actually see a few things.
Right. I agree.
You know, you can actually catch a bit more of the scenery. But I love the trail.
Yeah, it's a great trail. Love where we got on it too.
Oh, Keener Trailhead.
Yeah, if we come back, we're coming back to the Keener Park.
It's keener than the rest of them.
Yeah.
So this is it, 24 miles on the Wabash Cannonball. It's a long trail, and we just don't have it in us today to do more than the 24. It's a hot day. And of course, starting at the best trailhead ever here at the Keener Park. What a great day. Now we gotta go. Mo day.